Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Neecee Lexy. In our second episode, we have the amazing young Carter here with us for the first time on a live interview with Neecee Lexy. I'm super excited. We actually interviewed him about 2 years ago, and we are incredibly excited to have him again in the studio live to share with us some of the incredible things that he's been working on. He recently released his debut album, which we're going to be discussing, as well as we will be talking about his journey in the music industry. Just a little recap about who he is. He's a music producer, recording artist, and a songwriter based in the United States and originally from Liberia. And he's been working in the music industry for over 13 years. That's a long time. So welcome to the show, Ken.
Thank you so much.
For those who don't know about you, probably watching this for the first time, can you give us a little bit of a sneak peek of who you are and just kind of explain where you start?
Well, the stage name is Young Cutter, but the real name is Moses Massaquoi Jr. I'm the junior. I come from a family of 6 children, and I'm from Liberia, but I've lived pretty much all over Africa. I lived in East Africa, and I lived in southern down in Malawi, and I lived in Kenya, and then I moved to Malawi. That's where I did my high school.
Okay.
And that's when I picked up music, and this was all the way, but I left Malawi in 2009, and I picked up music in 2007, but I didn't go mainstream until 2013, 2012.
Oh, wow. Amazing.
Yeah. Music, yeah.
So did you grow up in
I'm just this humble guy. I started off as an artist, and I always, chase producers for beats, that I want to record on.
Yeah.
And at sometimes it got super hard to get a beat, and sometimes they'll do a beat and then give me the worst beat ever, and I will have to accept it because I needed a beat. But then a time came where I was like, you know what? I feel like I can do this stuff. So I started doing my research, and I got on the computer, and my older brother actually gave me the software, and I was like, I mean, what you got to do. And that's why I picked it up. I started teaching myself. So everything I know right now is self-taught. I didn't go to school for it.
Oh, wow.
So I taught myself how to be a music producer. And then later on, I got into engineering, which is the mixing and mastering vocals, which I didn't get until 2016. So that was so before I was just making beats.
Wow. Your journey has been really interesting. It's like the need of you trying to find beats for yourself that actually got you to also explore and expand your skills, which is really incredible. I know recently, first of all, I want to say congratulations on your latest album, which can you walk us about that? What is that experience like, and how long have you been working on since the production of it?
I mean, throughout my whole music career, people asking me, oh, you're not gonna drop a project, you're not gonna do this. And it wasn't until 2016 I actually released my first body of work, which was my first EP. It was called the Moses EP, and that had only 6 songs on it. That was my first ever project that I created. But before that, I've always released singles after singles, and it's not just because I wanted to release a project, but also someone who's trying to get out there in the industry. Putting out a whole body of work isn't important right away. You have to keep releasing music, get people to get hooked to your music. And then when you feel like you're comfortable in a space where a lot of people are going to check out my project when I drop it, then you can go into that. But that's a mistake a lot of upcoming artists, they make, oh, I've done my album. I'm like, you know, there's stages to this.
Yeah.
So Kolahun, which is the name of the album, came about a year after I dropped the Moses EP. I dropped the Moses EP in 2017. So 2018, I thought about the idea of, you know what, because of the response I got from my EP,
yeah,
I think I'm ready now for a full body of work. Yeah. So the idea of the album came up, and I was just fighting on what to name the album, because that's another thing. That's a hard thing to do.
It was super unique. So what does it mean, and what is the significance behind it?
So Prince of Kolahun, when I was looking for a name for the album, like I said, I always like my album to, or whatever thing I'm naming, to have a meaning behind it. Like Moses EP, that's my name. So basically that's introducing myself, you know, Moses. So Prince of Kolahun. Kolahun is a city in Lofa County in Liberia, where I was.
Nice.
Yeah. And the funny thing is, I was born there, and my parents moved me away, I think, before I was 1 year old. So all my life, I had not been there. I heard stories about the place. It wasn't until 2012 when I visited for the first time, and I was already, you know, a grown man. And I didn't stay there long, but they went and showed me the house I was born in and everything. So it was really cool. And so when I was looking for a name for the album, I was just like, why don't I just, you know, name it? And there's not a lot of news coming from over there. Good news. Like in the past, that's where the war started in Liberia, the Civil War. Yeah. So there isn't a lot of good news about the place. So I was like, why not do something positive and get it out there? So I was like, Prince of Kolahun. And that just got stuck in my head, and that just kept going on. And mind you, this is 2018. That's when I decided to start working on the project. So so about 3 years.
That's incredible.
Dropped it last year, but because of COVID, I just decided to, you know, scratch the whole release. But which was good, because at the end of the day, I ended up recording more songs that actually made the album when I released it.
How many songs it's in there?
15 songs is on the album.
Wow. First of all, I want to say that the name association with the album itself, it has such a meaningful thing, because it's like you're giving a homage to your birthplace. And it's such an incredible piece that you included into this. And I know that's why it's like it took forever for you to release it, is because you want to make sure that it's done correctly, correct? Yeah. So what can we expect for each song? So is it like a rap, R&B? What are they? Is there any like collaborators in there can we expect out of these songs?
Yes, there is. I collaborated with a few people on there. For the songs, like I made an album to bring out like a variety of different genres. Like I do music. I love every sound that I hear. If I like a sound, I'll dive into it. So there's Afro beats, there's Afro trap, there's hip hop, there's a little bit of dancehall in there. And like the intro for the song, I try to give it like a rock type and add a little Afro beats in it. So I was just trying to experiment with the sound. And some of the melodies in there, you can think like, oh yeah, if you hear it, you think it's a Spanish song coming on. Yeah.
Like the reggaeton stuff.
Yeah. So yeah. Basically that's what I went for. Just to like, I was aiming for a lot of people to hear it, not only Liberia.
Oh, okay, see.
So my audience wasn't even for what my fan base back home. It was for the world.
Incredible. I love the diversity within the album itself. It's like giving them a different taste of music.
In the car, in the club, and everything. So yeah.
That's really good. So take us back to your music, the journey of your music, because I know you mentioned to me that you started back when you were in Kenya, kind of like exploring, traveling different parts of the continent. What inspired you to enter the music industry, apart from just the traveling part of it? Like, what was that initial inspiration?
Let's say when I started, it was all fun and games. Like, I got a mic, or I got a song. Yeah. But when I did a song, and the reaction I got from it, and mind you, I was in college at the time. I did a song, and we had an event, a school event or something like that, and I performed the song, and the reaction I got from it, it really hit me like, oh, I'm actually a musician. I can do this. Yeah, because everybody was going crazy about the song. Yeah. The company, MTN, the biggest phone company in Liberia, picked us up, made it the ringback tune, and it was all happening fast. Before I knew it, the song was on the radio, and then the next thing, I'm in a taxi or something. I don't know where I was, but I hear someone calling someone, and I hear my music playing. It was like the ringback tune. Yeah. So it gave me that boost of confidence and motivation to do more. And that's when I started to take it really seriously.
Oh wow, that's incredible.
It was incredible.
Yeah, I love the fact that you just kind of like put the project out there. You're like, okay, if it hit, and then having that reaction back from the community itself, it's really motivating.
It means a lot. It means a lot.
Yeah, that's.
And I'm not gonna lie. This week has been overwhelming. I was surprised. Like the numbers I've been doing. I dropped the album on Sunday, so this Sunday is about to be a week, and I've done crazy numbers in the first week, and I'm like, wow, this is amazing. It feels really good.
Congratulations on all the success. This is all the hard work, all that 3 years of hard work paying off, definitely. And another thing I wanted to ask you, I know music industry can be extremely hard, and obviously one needs a confident ability to continue on it. So what has been one of that inner motivation to, we've been working in the music industry for 13 years, right? Or more than that. Yeah. So what was that motivation like to pivot?
For those years, the motivation, it's just like, I was trying to see, because let's say African music, right? Right now we see the Nigerians, the Ghanaians, the South Africans, they're the one dominating that part of the music industry in Africa. Yeah. Like all the popular songs are from Nigeria, Ghana, or somewhere else, So Liberia, we're trying to enter the chat room.
It's like we arrive, right?
And seeing that people, the Liberians, they're relating to the music. So I'm like, why not be in the front seat of this drive, so that when we get there, they've watched the journey. Like, we can represent Liberia, and they say, yes, this dude, it's like, it's that feeling of being the first to do it, being the first to go mainstream. That eagerness for succeeding. Yeah, that's what keeps me going.
Wow, amazing.
I try not to let something break me, but I mean, there's always going to be obstacles, but I just try to let it go and just do me and keep going, stay motivated.
I love that. I love how you know your why, and that why is kind of like the purpose of you continuing and going forward with everything that you do. It's really incredible. It's like, having to pave the way for the generation come after you to also continue on this path, which is really incredible. And so far, since like the release of your album and also the previous one, what would you say is one of your most memorable experience so far that you can put like
for the album?
For the album or just the career as itself?
I mean, for the album, I would say is basically me just being I'm in the studio right now, okay? So basically I sleep in the studio. It's just me, 5 a.m. in the morning, I'm alone.
Mm-hmm.
I usually keep the light off, so the studio is dark, just me in front of the computer, and I'm just working. And I reach, do a song, and then I sit back to listen to it.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I'm really doing this. I am really doing this. And I enjoy moments like those, if when it comes to like me being alone. And I make most of my music around that time, like 3, 4, 5 in the morning.
Yeah.
Making music while people are sleeping. That's why I call it hard work. Like, if you want something so bad, you got to work hard for it. You know what I'm saying?
I can totally relate to that, because even me, like as a writer and a graphic designer, most of my work I do it at night when people are sleeping. And then my friends is like, why do we see you on Facebook at 3 a.m.? I'm like, because I'm working. So I can relate to that. Like, it's like
the only difference is people see me on Facebook at 3 a.m. and they will try calling, hitting me up, and I have to avoid because I feel like I'll get distracted if I get on the phone call or something like that. Yeah. I'm like, I'm in phase right now. I'm in my zone. Right, so I can reply.
It's like a me time. Don't distract.
Right.
That's really good. I love that. So obviously, a music industry itself, and you being your own artist and your own person who crafting everything, that's part of your business. That's entrepreneurship. It's in the music industry itself. For those young artists that wanted to come into the game, what advice would you give them to stay consistent and also have like a product that is very authentic and has a quality in it?
Number one, I would have to say, explore your talent. Like, I mean, don't limit yourself to one thing.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if you can be like for me, for example, for me, I told myself that, oh yeah, if I can teach myself how to be a music producer, I can teach myself how to do graphics design. Mm-hmm. I started teaching Photoshop. Before I knew it, I could use Photoshop. Mm-hmm. I started doing just a bunch of other stuff, like going out to shows and stuff like that. For one, I wasn't as confident as I am when I first started. Getting on stage, I used to be, super shy.
Yeah.
So right now, even interviews, I used to be super shy. But I mean, I've done it so many times, so it's just used to me. But I would say, continue working hard on your craft. Explore your talent. Don't try to limit yourself to one thing. If you do music or if you're doing hip hop, get involved in some other. Like you can get someone to feature on a R&B track, on a dancehall track.
Yeah.
The thing I tell most of the artists that I work with, I'm like, if you don't explore, you don't know what is gonna hit. If I've been doing music with by myself and I haven't made a hit record or made any impact, and I get on a dancehall song for another person, another artist, and that's a hit. Even though it's not my song, but that's a different side of me that I tried. Mm-hmm. And that when I was trying this way, I was doing it the whole entire time and it wasn't working. So try to explore what's out there.
That's a good message. It's like, don't put everything in one basket. Don't put
in one basket.
Yeah, that's for sure. I love that. Thank you for that knowledge. I hope all of these young entrepreneurs, young music people that are coming into the industry can learn so much from you, because you have years of experience. So that tells you something as well. Another thing I wanted to ask you is that, how does the social media right now play a big part in supporting your craft?
Social media has a very, very, very big impact on my music. And I say this because I am not signed to a record label, a mainstream record label where they'll do the distribution, they will do the promotion, they will do this. I'm with SD Equatoria, which is with you're familiar with Steven?
Yeah.
And I run my own little record label that I started up. It's called Royal Records, which is a subdivision of it's like a sister record or a brother record of SD Equatoria.
Yeah.
And basically I started that to bring up coming artists on. I started that with artist in Liberia. His name is Silzy, and worked on his first mixtape. Like I said, I keep telling people not to push for an album or big projects.
Yeah,
it's good to drop mixtapes and everything. So I produced, I think it was 9 or 10 songs mixtape for him.
Yeah,
and with my social media, I was able to, push it. This is me promoting every hour, every day. So when I dropped a project, I don't look for likes. I look for the engagement.
Yeah,
because there are people that will see it and pass it.
Yeah.
But it's not the most important thing. All right, yeah, you can just do that. But engagements, how many people, getting into this? And I'm very, very keen on that because I'm very serious about it. And it gets really busy for me when I drop a project. Because I have to be on it that's the route I took. Because right now you can blow up from social media.
For sure.
You don't need a big record label to blow up. Your song can go viral. And before you know it, the record labels will start chasing you. Yeah. So social media is a very key, very, important tool to my music right now. Because there's a lot of people that haven't met me, but they interact with me on social media. And we're making it work. And I'm working towards increasing my followers.
Yeah.
Putting out more great content and everything. That's one of the most important things, putting out great content. You can't just put out anything. Yeah.
So with regards to social media, like where can people find you? Are you in TikTok, all the stuff? Like where can they find you?
Yeah, I am pretty much anywhere, everywhere. Let's say. I'm on Instagram. That's Young Cutter Official.
Yeah.
I'm on Twitter. That's Y Cutter Official. I'm on TikTok at Young Cutter Official too. I'm on. Did I say Twitter already?
Yeah.
I don't know which time Snapchat is Virgo Boy 231. Yeah, and funny thing is, I started the whole social media thing in 2015. I wasn't a social media person.
Yeah.
2015, that's when I started it. I got on Instagram. I was on Facebook since 2009 or 2008. That's when I joined Facebook. There are people who was on Facebook longer, but I wasn't even using it like that.
Yeah.
But getting on Instagram, seeing other people do it, I'm like, I can do this stuff. So I started, releasing content. Right now I'm at 10,000 followers on Instagram, and I'm still trying to work more and get more followers, because that's the important part of it. If you get the followers, you get people to view your content, buy your work.
Yeah,
and that's how it goes.
Most definitely. And one of the biggest things that I noticed recently with regards to social media is TikTok, like how people are able to use the audio and make a challenge or like user generated content, and that how a lot of artists get discovered through that. Is that something that you also kind of like incorporating into your music, like helping fans to create their own version of the dance or the song?
Yep, I do that right now. All the songs are on TikTok. I made sure that is there. Everything, all the songs from the album is on TikTok.
Yeah,
I have plans with dancers to come up with the challenge.
That's amazing.
Do a bunch of. I never really caught on to the TikTok vibe until, but dropping an album, you got to do what you don't want to do. And it's not like I don't want to do it, but do what you don't like. I didn't understand it when I first saw it, but that's the same thing with Instagram. I never understood Instagram. I'm like, all right, so you just post a picture and then that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but now I understand Instagram, and so I have to get a TikTok. So.
Yeah, Instagram has evolved. They went from just like a single image thing to like now video, and now they have the reel. Actually is the only product in Instagram that gives you organic views without having to stress so much. Yeah, that's for sure.
Yeah, I know that. I've been using it.
It's like you see like 10,000 people view your post, but only 3 likes. You're just like, what the heck?
I'm not worried about the like.
Yeah, but you're like, you seen it? Okay, that's good. I got you. I got the message across.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you so much for being here. I will make sure to drop all your social media handle in the description. Is there a tour date for you?
Right now with COVID, we haven't decided yet. And what we are working on right now is putting out some videos for some of the songs on the album.
Okay.
And due to the rise, the COVID is still going on.
Yeah.
I want to go on tour and have my fans not coming over to the shows and stuff like that. I really want to interact with the people that listen to my music. So I'll put a hold on that.
Yeah.
And right now working on the video, but however, I have been doing some performances around here and there.
Yeah.
Just to feel good again, because we missed the stage. Like I was in Alaska. 2 weeks ago, I think. I was performing there 2 weeks ago, and that's one thing I gotta say. That's how good the album is. I went to Alaska. Nobody knew me in Alaska, and I went and played there.
Yeah.
And now they booked me for the second year. Next year I'm going back.
Wow, incredible!
Y'all check out that album.
A lot of juicy stuff for sure. Make sure you guys check the link in the description below. Go listen to the album, purchase it. And it's available on Spotify and all the social media, as well as like Apple Music, correct?
Everywhere. Anywhere you can play music from, just search Young Cutter. It's going to show up.
Amazing.
Prince of Kolahun.
The last thing I wanted to ask you, because I know COVID has put a lot of stress on your tour and things like that. Are you going to be doing any virtual concert?
Virtual concert. So now, Steven is my manager.
Yeah. And
he's really in charge of all those things. So if he brings up the idea, like, we should try this, we should try to do a virtual concert, we will be open to it, but it wasn't on the table, honestly. Yeah. And I like the idea, and I will bring it up to him. Thank you so much for that.
No worries. I'll be waiting to see it. Yeah. Amazing. Thank you so much for coming. I appreciate you taking the time out of your day. You're busy, obviously in the studio working hard. Thank you so much for being here. We appreciate you.
Thank you so much for having me. I really appreciate you guys. Thank you so much.
Class, I'll see you next time. Make sure to hit the subscribe button so that way you can stay up to date with my next video.